Yeah, because what happens is you think a thought, that thought causes an emotion, the emotion leads to actions, and actions lead to outcome.
Think about this in 2024. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 126. Hello, welcome to Hunt for Wellness. I'm John Hunt.
And I'm Christy Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And this episode of Hunt for Wellness brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that produce great water for your great wellness. And you can find out more at waterdistillers.com. Just think, it's 2024.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But that's not what we want you to think about in 2024.
Right.
You already know that thought, right?
Right.
You know, thoughts are like very interesting things because, you know, I don't know what the quote was from the person, but it's like you can't really accomplish anything until you think about it first, right? So that shows you how powerful thoughts were.
Yes. You have to create something in your mind before you can create something physically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's great. Do you think God, when he was creating the heavens and earth, thought about it first and then spoke it into creation?
For sure. Absolutely.
Okay, he had all that time because he's there since the beginning.
There was no time.
Okay, so yeah. But unfortunately, this podcast does have a time limitation on it, so
that's right.
We need to get into
going.
the subject. Let's talk about thoughts. Because thoughts, we must get bombarded with thoughts every day.
Yes. We have about 60,000 thoughts a day. And about 70 to 80% of them are negative.
Yeah.
And about 95% of them are repetitious.
Yeah. How many thoughts do we have about what we need to eat or what we want to eat?
I don't know.
Probably a lot. It's when your stomach starts to growl at
when you get hungry.
Yes. So
I think it depends on the person.
Right. But, thoughts are really kind of the beginning stage.
Yes.
Of anything.
Yes.
We talked about that idea of anything created, but it's
where things begin.
It is where things begin.
Because what happens is you think a thought, that thought causes an emotion, the emotion leads to actions, and actions lead to outcome. And so just try it right now, okay? Think about something that really bad happened to you. Or maybe like a loved one that died. If you can just kind of get back to that, if you can bring that up and really think about it, maybe bring back to the moment that this happened or the moment you found out something terrible, you can get a feeling.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and I do remember a bad incident happening and feeling like I just got kicked in the stomach.
Yeah.
And just wanted to cry, and so that thought, I was going along just fine, had a thought, then had an emotion, and then the emotion leads to actions, which a devastating thought and then emotion, action leads to just breakdown kind of. But if we're talking about just regular everyday life, many times we do not think our thoughts matter that much.
Right.
But they do, because if I'm thinking good thoughts, like I can do this.
Yeah.
Like just say I'm working out and it's kind of hard.
Right.
And I'm going, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. You can do this, Christy. I can do this. And then I'm just going to go a little longer. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And that's leading to my actions.
Yeah.
And I am encouraging myself, and I'm continuing to power walk it out.
Yeah.
And the outcome is I'm in better shape.
Right. Because of those thoughts.
That's right.
And the thoughts kept you going, really.
They really did. And the thoughts and the emotion. And then if I was like, I can't do it. I'm going to stop. Oh my gosh, this is so hard. Then I feel weaker. The emotion is, like weakness, tired, I can't do it.
Yeah.
And then I stop. And then what is my outcome of my fitness? It's not as good.
Right. Now maybe this wasn't in the prepared part for this, so just say I didn't prepare for this if that's the case. But, motivation, is motivation a series of thoughts or a thought, or how does motivation, what do you think? What do you
Motivation is an emotion.
Okay.
Yes. And most of the time you don't have it.
Okay.
Just like most of the time, do you have ecstasy or devastation? No, most of the time we're not like fully emotion driven,
right.
But we have the thoughts. So a lot of people are like, okay, I'm going to work when I'm motivated.
Right.
Well, guess what? It doesn't happen.
Yep.
Am I only going to smile when I'm at the highest level of ecstasy? I mean, no, we do things because we need to do them, especially work.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that kind of gets into the whole self-talk thing, which could be self-thought, not self-talk, but, where we're trying to convince ourselves or think through something to get a desired outcome.
Right. Yes. So we said ahead of time we were going to talk about goals in 2024.
That's right.
And so what we really want, we know that there's lots of people talking about goals, and we don't really need to add to that right now. But what we want to do is add to your thoughts. Think what you're going to be thinking about in 2024, because what you think about is going to impact what you do in 2024, which are what goals are. Yeah. Goals are what you want to do. And so how are you talking to yourself?
Yeah.
What are you thinking to yourself? A lot of our thoughts are not ever said out loud. They're only in our minds.
Right.
And many times it's negative, it's judgmental, and it's fear-based. Right. And so we're saying, oh my gosh, I did that again. Why did I do that? Yes. Why did I eat that thing? Or why did I say that dumb thing? Or what? Yeah. What's wrong with me? You did it again. Mm-hmm. Not good. Why did you do that? I'm saying these are thoughts that I have to myself.
Yeah. You're not being very kind to yourself.
No, it's very actually unkind. I would never say that to other people.
Right.
I never would.
Right.
And so honestly, if we wouldn't say it to other people, why would we say it to ourselves?
Yeah.
Why are we allowing ourselves to talk to ourselves like that?
Yeah. Which gets in, that is really, what to think about. You want to think about the right things, the good healthy things, the positive things.
Right. Beautiful things.
Yep. All the good things.
Yes. So our challenge to you is, can you be a friend to yourself?
Ooh.
Can you talk to yourself like a friend?
Yeah. And
say, when you so-called maybe ate the things that you didn't really want yourself to eat, just say, I understand why you ate that.
Yep.
And it might not have been the greatest choice, but you can move forward from here. You don't have to be devastated by that. You can keep going. You can keep on your plan, your healthy eating plan, and this is not the end.
Right.
Keep going. Yeah. That's what you'd say to your friend, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and you wouldn't say to your friend, oh, why did you eat that? You'd say, well, you've got maybe one day more that you can work on something, or, give them more of the motivation, encouragement.
Right.
So encourage yourself, I guess is the word, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Speak to yourself as a friend. Be a friend to yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you're encouraging yourself
right.
and you've got goals in 2024 that you want to achieve, you can do it.
Yeah.
And say that to yourself, like in the morning when you get up, I can do it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. I got up.
Right.
And just for every good thing you see yourself doing, encourage yourself. Hey, good job.
Right.
Good job on that.
A lot of those goal-setting programs, and again, we're not going to get into how to set goals because there's all kinds of stuff on that. I think we even had a podcast on it before, probably last year at this time.
Health goals.
Yeah. But, when you say things out even, or even just think them, you don't have to say it out verbally. Verbally is really good. Mm-hmm. But say you have a list of goals, just review that list every morning and think about each one.
Yeah.
I can achieve this. I can achieve this. I can achieve this.
Yeah, and imagining yourself achieving it.
Yeah, and that that kind of thought process is really going to make you just more focused on getting things done when you think about it, because your mind is very powerful.
Yes. And so I also just want to address when negative thoughts do come. And maybe you did fail. Maybe you did make a mistake. Maybe you do have a regret and you did not do something super duper. It was kind of bad, actually.
Right.
And so, like Caroline Leaf says, the neuroscientist, that when thoughts such as regret arise, we need to process it. We need to embrace it. It's actually a message that our brain is telling us that we need to work on this. We need to look at it. Can I reconceptualize it? Can I see it as a helpful messenger showing me that I need to work through something? And then looking back at that incident, hey, what happened in that incident?
Yeah.
What was my thinking behind that? What was my motivation behind that? Why did I do what I did? Looking at it as if you were maybe analyzing it in third person.
Right.
And trying to get the good out of it, get the gold out of it.
Right.
And saying, okay, I made a mistake in that situation that I'm not happy about myself. And so now in analyzing it, I learned this. And I learned that, when I'm tired, I don't speak good words very well. And so maybe I need to end meetings sooner. Maybe I need to make sure I'm getting enough sleep at night. Maybe I need to be just drinking my Ning-Charette to have energy throughout the day.
Right. And also,
things like that,
I think also forgive yourself.
Absolutely.
Forgiveness is so powerful.
Yes.
So
including forgiving yourself.
Because that's what you do to a friend. And if
That's
you're going
right.
to be your own best friend, you need to forgive yourself.
That's right. Exactly.
All right. Well, how about some, maybe there's got to be some essential oil products that will help you think better thoughts or think clearer thoughts at least, right?
Yes.
And, we've talked about that on episodes before where, you take it in and it does affect you physically.
Yes. The essential oils do. You take them in, you smell them, you apply them, and they do change you.
Yeah.
They absolutely do. And empowering self, there's a couple of oils for that. Idaho Grand Fir, Idaho Blue Spruce, and Transformation.
Ooh.
And those Idaho Grand Fir and Blue Spruce, you can apply to the top of your head, like the crown of your head, which is kind of the opposite of where your chin is. If you're thinking about where on your head, that's where you would apply it. Empowering yourself. And then Transformation also is about empowerment of self. That's applied just right below the belly button. Of course, you can put it on your hands or your neck or anywhere else you like.
Get into your system pretty quickly.
If you're like, I wanted to apply it to a super perfect spot that was going to help me. The other oil I think is really good is Believe, and that's about believing in yourself.
Yeah.
And so that one you can apply to your wrists, your neck. I love that there. I love the smell of Believe.
It's a wonderful oil.
And also over your spleen, which is on your left side, about 6 inches beneath your axilla or your armpit. And that's a good place to apply it. The other oils I think are very helpful for good self-talk and being a friend to yourself are the Feelings collection.
Yes. And we've actually done a podcast on that whole collection before.
Yes.
So we can link that in the show notes. But what's neat about that whole collection is it's very unique because of just the whole, the emotion piece, right?
Yes.
That doesn't get talked about a lot in the essential oil world. We talk about the things that help us, support this system and support that system, but supporting your emotions.
Right.
So, we'll have a link to that collection as well. But what are some of the things in that collection that
Valor, which is balancing. And that's a great one to be putting on first thing in the morning and
Absolutely.
at night, just to balance your body, balance your mind, emotions. And then there is Forgiveness. Because we always have to forgive ourselves and other people every day. There is Harmony, which is so good. Such a beautiful oil. There's Release. to release the negative emotions.
Yes. And negative thoughts.
Yes, yes. There's present time, about being present in the moment. And so if there's a challenge for people like I'm always thinking ahead or I'm always thinking in the past, present time helps us to be present.
Yeah.
And then inner child, which is where like the joy comes out and the fun and the happiness. And so that's a great oil.
Yeah. Well, if you go over to Hunt4Wellness.com, this is episode 126. Of course, we'll list that collection there. But also we have a blue connect button. And I know in one of your areas that you love to concentrate on is the emotions. So we've talked about them many times on this podcast. But you do offer coaching services as well for people that maybe need to get unstuck out of a certain situation. And talk a little bit about that and how that would work.
Yeah, well, coaching is just kind of asking questions to help the coachee find their answer to their own questions and solutions, because actually we do know a lot about what our own self needs. We just need to kind of dig in and ask ourselves questions. So it's really a process of asking questions and providing the answers, and the answers do come.
Right. And the answers aren't always necessarily a product, but there's lots of products that help with different issues. But a lot of times it's just uncovering the real issue. There might be a surface issue, right?
Exactly.
But the real issue is buried below, and that's where that coaching comes in. Anyway, we got a blue connect button over at Hunt4Wellness.com. You can get an initial discovery call there at no charge, and really connect and see, is this something you want to go down that avenue? Because a lot of people need to deal with that first.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Any other parting thoughts to think about in 2024?
Be a friend to yourself.
Yes.
That's what we want you to think about.
Really.
Is really be a friend. Be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Love yourself.
Yes. And we also would like to talk about our friends over at waterdistillers.com, the sponsor of this episode. Great machines for great water that give you great wellness and actually help you think better, too. We put a couple drops of lemon essential oil in there. That'll definitely help you think better. But check it out at waterdistillers.com. We're into 2024. Got lots of great podcasts coming up. Again, reach out to us over at Hunt4Wellness.com, and we'll see you on the next episode of Hunt for Wellness.